Alright guys, welcome to my video on customising your bootleg S.H Figuarts Super Saiyan 3 Goku to get him to look and move more like the original version. I'm doing this because as you who like the S.H Figuarts will know, the original version of this is about 350 quid, and this bootleg I think I got for £29.99. But if any of you have seen it, the bootleg comes with chest muscles at the top, is either black or blue, weirdly enough, not skin tone colour. So I'll show you how to do that. The baby blue kind of colour they chose for the shirt, which I don't like anyway, didn't match the belt or the armbands, so I've painted that blue. And the joints as well were just it's a wobbly mess, so I will show you how to fix that up as well. If I just quickly grab, that's normal Goku, which is also a bootleg, but probably the best bootleg figure of the S.H Figuarts I've had. And there's a Super Saiyan 1 Goku there, if I move him over a bit so you can see him, just to show the colours, how it matches. I am quite happy with the tone of blue that I chose. So right, to start doing it I'll have to show you how to disassemble him, so I'll start on that now. So to start painting him, I'll take him off his stand, and what is also a good idea, because you'll be moving around all the little bits, take his halo off as well, just so that will not break. So I will put that to one side. Now to start with, the head I'll pop off. The bootleg unfortunately doesn't have a ball joint on the actual head itself. It's an actual joint with a little pin going through it, so I cannot get the head off of the neck on the bootleg. It's just the ball joint there that goes into the top of his neck there. So there's his head. The blue on his sleeves was also the wrong colour, so you can take them. I had to paint them as well, which are on a tiny little ball joint going into the shoulder. So I'll take that off. Actually, mine's different with it being a bootleg. If you look, they gave me two right hand sides, so I had to fit the other side on a bit weirdly. But that's them. To paint the blues, put them there so you can see them. Then you can, from there, pop his chest off. The arms cannot be taken off, so you'll have to be left like that. And then with the legs, very gently, because I'd hate to snap anything, just kind of move it around. So that's one leg, that's the other, and that's kind of what you're left with. It's a lot easier to paint him when he's in pieces. And the blue I used, so you can see on the chest and on the bottom of there, for it to match with the rest. It's not that bad. It's the Citadel model paints again. That is, what's it called? Outdoff Guard Blue. And the skin tone, thing about it being a bootleg, the rest of his skin tone is a bit all over the place. None of it's really that consistent. I'm not overall happy with the colour I chose. As you can see, from far away it looks decent, but from quite close up, just the top of his muscles, you can see it's much darker to the rest of his skin tone. But that's only with the choice I had in the shop. I tried to choose the most matching, and I went for Bestigore Flesh for that one. You might be able to find a better skin tone yourself, but that is what I went with. And there, paint him when he's in pieces, just be very gently. You can hold it like that, and with the brush, press up against it, so then the bristles will spread out, and then they will then kind of edge themselves against where the rest of his sleeve carries on, and it should have just a nice smooth line. If you do it real gently and slowly with the bristles kind of spread out across the sleeve, it should be nice. And the same kind of technique on his chest, you see in the grooves there, if you kind of spread the bristles down against the edges and go down. I did not need to put a base colour on, and I'm very happy with the kind of texture of it. It still looks nice and smooth. and yeah, it was thick enough to be able to go on without any problems and without needing a base coat. Right, that is pretty much the paint from all I can think of. Now up for the joints, which is a bit more kind of fiddly. For this, which was perfect, I used my girlfriend's clear nail varnish. What's that? Rimmel London. Don't really think it matters what type, but nail varnish works a treat. If you're moving him around and posing him a lot, you will need to do it more than once. I need to do it again now so I can actually show you guys how I go about doing it. So, take the nail varnish out. You want to make sure you kind of rub it against the neck of the bottle, just so you're not left with a massive kind of blob on the end. But I'll start with the legs. The legs seem to be the worst point, and they're kind of there's 2 points that you're going to want to varnish, because these bits move inside the leg, which is half of the problem, and then that which the ball actually goes into is quite loose as well. So get a fair bit on, and then you can actually, if you press it in through enough, it'll touch the edges behind that second joint to put another layer in. You want to be quite gentle and careful, because you don't want nail varnish spilling down the rest of his leg. That's going to be easy to see. But if you put enough on there and press it right in, it will set and will hit the back. And with it on, you can then where's his there, right leg, put it on while it's wet, and then you can move it around to make sure it's actually moving around the joint, and it's going to set in everywhere. And then after about 2 minutes, you'll feel it, and it will just be a little bit harder. It's a lot better than super glue, because it shouldn't actually set and stick, so then you'll have to kind of break the glue to move it, and hopefully you will not break the joints when you have to move it around, and when it does dry, it will just make it nice and sturdy, and then it will actually let you pose him. See, already he's out like that, and it's not falling down before it's just an absolute wobbly mess. If I put the other one on, I might be able to show you the difference. Yeah, see, that one there, wobbling like crazy. This guy here, a lot more sturdy. The head was very awkward, because his hair has so much weight on it. I've tried to wedge some blue tack in the back there to keep his head up on that neck piece, because I can't take off the joint that's in there. So every now and then I have to push it back in, because you can see it from the front poking out from underneath his hair, which I don't enjoy looking at, but it has to be done. So again, grab your clear nail varnish, give it a dip in, and you can cover it 2 ways here, just to give the extra thick layer on his neck, the actual ball joint. You can spread it off across and put it in there, just a little bit. It's obviously easier to put it in the top of the neck on the head, because there's nothing else. You can just kind of hold it like that and put it in. Apologise for me shaking, I've had a lot of caffeine today, as usual. So get your nail varnish in there, put that down, pop that back in, and that will, after a while, stick. I think it's already holding there actually. He's kind of looking down, and it's not just falling. 2 sec. Yeah. Cool, so that's how I went about it, without it being a wobbly mess, or costing 350 quid for the original version. Let's just a tiny little bit. It looks so much better matching with the rest of them. I'll put up a couple pictures at the end of this video with him all kind of matched up with the others, and you will see there's no point putting him back together right now just for the end of the video because you've already seen him constructed. But again, just so you can see how he's taken apart, take them off the shoulders, the belt's separate. You can always, because I've got some orange paint on the top of my belt which I didn't do over in blue, so you can always do that as well if you wanted to. Plenty of things you can always do in the world of customizing. It's always nice. And then don't forget, after it's done, to pop his halo back in. And there you go. I will be doing a Q&A video for you guys. I've had a couple questions recently, so I will be doing a Q&A video if I get enough questions. So if you do have any questions for me, comment on them in this video and I will give you a shout out and obviously answer your question in my next video if I get enough worth doing it. Alright guys, have a good one. Cheers for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it or if this helped you out, and see you again soon. One quick thing I forgot to mention with the bootlegs, if I grab Goku here, like I said, he was a bootleg as well. On the legs, they all kind of, if you get one and he has, see that line there going down there, that is actually his bum. The bootlegs come bum first. So on the originals, if you can see, this is my actual original S.H Figuarts Goku. That line there is on the back. That's his bum. So the bootlegs come bum first. You've got to swap them around. Alright guys, cheers.